relationships that make us feel safe. And they're usually things that start in our childhood. The people that we were surrounded with, and the things that made us feel good, the boundaries that were created during our life to make us feel safe. And they start with the things that we need most as a child. Food. Food is such a big comfort zone feeling. For me, it's sitting around my grandmother's coffee table with my mom, drinking café con leche with the little galletitas, little crackers. Or Tia Genoveva sancocho, which is this amazing soup on a winter day. That is real comfort for me. But I know I can't stay in my comfort zone. We need to move away from home, cut the umbilical cord, and grow. That's where growth happens, when we move out of our comfort zone. And I believe that we need to look at our mind, our body, and our soul when we're moving out of the comfort zone. Let's begin with the mind. In order to create a healthy, active mind, you need to commit to a pattern of lifelong learning. I'll say that again. In order to create a healthy, active mind, you need to commit to a lifestyle of lifelong learning, which is what we do here. And when we're engaging with other people, it is so powerful. I've been an educator for over 20 years, and what I've always told all the children that I've worked with, including my own children, is it's not so much the content that you're learning when you're going through education, which is important because you have to be engaged and you have to enjoy what you're learning about. But it's the activity and the exercise of analyzing information and synthesizing it and communicating about it that really causes growth. The process of actively engaging in those types of exercise and training your brain to go beyond your comfort zone, that's where growth is going to happen, and that's what's going to take you into being a productive member of society. Then there's the body. I don't need to tell you that leading a healthy, active lifestyle based in nutritional practices, we all know, is the key to health, is the key to a better life. But that takes moving out of our comfort zone, because muscles don't build when you're comfortable. You have to break it down and work it out and stress it to really get growth. Let's share with you a couple interesting stories. I started my career as a pre-K teacher. Those are the first kids I had. Now, these are little 4-year-olds who are learning how to hold a pencil, cut with scissors, play with Play-Doh. They're learning how to use the fine motor skills in their hands to be more productive. I had this one kid whose mother would not put him down. From the time he was born, she constantly carried him. She was afraid he was gonna break like an egg. And I remember I did that with my first son too. She would carry him around everywhere, never let him crawl. He entered kindergarten. He could not hold a pencil because he had not developed the fine motor skills by exercising the gross motor skills and the big muscles in his hands from crawling on the floor. So by the time he entered school, he didn't have the tools that he needed to perform. Another story I'd like to share with you regarding the body and its impact on the mind. FIU, there is an instructor named Alex Acosta. He works with a group of special needs students who are actually auditing the classes. They're taking regular college level classes. These are special needs students that suffer from a whole host of learning disabilities, from Down syndrome to autism to low IQ. They're really, really struggling with learning. So they take these classes, they don't get any credit for it, but they have the opportunity, like every other student, to learn. And sometimes they actually do better. And how do they do better? When Alex created a special program that paid attention to fitness and nutrition, their cognitive abilities improved. They actually showed growth in their learning in places that we never thought would happen before, because they were stretched past their comfort zone with their body, and it impacted learning. The last one is your soul, and I think this is probably the most powerful place of moving out of your comfort zone, the soul. And when I talk about getting comfortable with our soul, I want to think about reflecting and getting silent. We are an interesting and powerful generation of individuals. We're entrepreneurs, we're working, we're constantly moving and trying to produce. But it's very important to take a step back and reflect on your achievements and get really silent and quiet and look and see how far we've come. Popular media would tell us that things are getting worse. things are getting much worse. People are starving, poverty is growing, things are really, really bad. I mean, there's nothing good on the news. Nothing good to watch. Let me ask you this question. Do you believe global poverty, that's people with extreme poverty living below $1 a day, in the last 20 years has gotten worse, meaning it's doubled, it's stayed the same, or it's decreased by half?
Decreasing.
Most people believe, Hans Rosling is a statistician. Most people are Netflix junkies, I'm a TED Talk junkie. Anybody knows about TED Talks?
Yep.
I watch TED Talks like most people watch Netflix. Hans Rosling is an interesting statistician from Sweden he's founded an organization called GapFinder. You can go on the website and look at all the statistics that they've created. That's another weakness of mine, statistics. And he and his organization looked at statistics over a 100-year period and showed that yes, there still are extreme cases of poverty and there's still very rich and very poor. But over the last 20 years, there's been extreme growth. There are less people living without electricity, there are more girls being educated, and there are more children being vaccinated globally than any other time in human history. So if we take time as a global community to reflect on those positive changes, really get silent with it, we could recognize that we are here for one purpose: to grow. To grow, to strive, and thrive. That's the only thing that we're here for, is to strive and thrive. And the only way that happens is when you get out of your comfort zone. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette. And just like she said,